Hey, good morning, everybody. I want to speak to you this morning about why trauma affects us so profoundly and what the emotional connections are for us as humans. So this is a subject that touches probably every single person who's been affected by trauma and the profound impact that trauma has. It's really, really complex. It's a complex web of emotions that emerge, and it leaves a really lasting imprint on our mental, emotional, and even our physical well-being. We will today explore why emotions from trauma affects us so deeply and how we can understand, how we can navigate healing and resiliency. So we've got to think about like the nature of trauma. So, what does trauma entail? It refers to any deeply distressing event or overwhelm that an individual will have, and then we have the inability to cope with it individually, and it can result from different events. It's either physical or emotional. It can be abuse, it's accidents, it's natural disasters, it's witnessing violence. Trauma can shake the foundations and your sense of safety, leaving you unable to really have any control of your emotional life. Now, emotions are extremely complex. They're very, very complex. And they are, unfortunately, a vital aspect of us as humans. It's part of our human experience. It allows us to navigate the world. It helps us to form connections with people. We respond to things like stimuli. However, when trauma strikes, emotions become tangled and it becomes very complex. It's like this web of complexity, and it can create intense fear, anger, sadness, guilt, shame, and even numbness to some people, or it's often called disassociation. And it surges through our body in particular and our mind. And it becomes so overwhelming that we are incapable of processing and regulating ourselves. This is just the stuff I see absolutely every day working with my clients on my program. Now, what does emotional memory mean and the link to the brain? So the human brain plays an absolute pivotal role in how our trauma affects us emotionally. During a traumatic event, our amygdala, there's two little glands just at the top of our ears. This is the hub of our emotional responses. It's the chemical cocktail mixing system of the body. And these intense emotions become imprinted in our brain, and it leads to persistent emotional reactions, even much longer after the trauma has passed. So years and years and years and years later, people will come to me and say, it's been 25 years and I'm feeling this pain again. Why? And that's because it has a ripple effect on our mental and physical health. So emotions from trauma do not exist in isolation. They can permeate through different aspects of our life. We are triggered much later on in life, and then suddenly it becomes very in the moment. Unresolved trauma can contribute to the development of many, many mental health conditions, in particular PTSD. Anxiety and depression. So PTSD, anxiety, and stress and depression are the four things people come and work with me about. However, they don't know that it's their past trauma. Now, actually, research has shown the correlation between trauma and physical health issues like chronic pain, cardiovascular problems, immune function disability. It's all very, very entwined. Now, the real importance of being healthy and our resiliency is, we have to start to recognize the huge, profound impact that trauma has on the aftermath. And that is absolutely crucial to open the door to healing and resiliency. So healing needs to involve, firstly, acknowledging and validating your emotions, knowing what the impact is on you on a daily, weekly, monthly basis, whether it's personal, professional, or both. And in every case, it's generally both. And then seeking professional help, because as human beings working on our own, we are incapable of helping ourselves in the right way. And that's why you need the right professional help from someone who is trauma trained. Absolutely essential. Every single day I've got people contacting me saying, I've spoken to this person, they're unable to deal with trauma because they haven't had the experience. Well, we have that experience. I have 8,500 hours of trauma-related therapy now. To be able to build resiliency will enable you to adapt and grow despite all the adversity, despite all of the loss of your sense of purpose and your low esteem, your lack of confidence, etc. The right therapy will renew and foster a new sense of purpose and a new sense of self. And that allows you to get rid of the emotional connection that you have with your past trauma. And that's the big thing, is we need to get rid of the emotional connection that you have with that past trauma. And the impact on your life now is your anxiety and your stress that you see every day. If you don't get trauma treatment, it's like putting a sticky plaster on a boil, right? That's not going to work. You have to go to the root cause. So emotional wounds that are caused by trauma run deep, and they have far, far-reaching effects on our lives. And the complex relationship between your traumatic experience and our emotional responses is really important to acknowledge and understand. And you've got to address the emotional impact that trauma has had on you. How do we do this? See the right person, join the right program, but more importantly, take the decision to get help, and the most appropriate help for you. If you want to get rid of the emotional trauma that you hold in your body and in your mind, and because you know the impact has it on yourself every day, message us and we'll send you our masterclass. We have a fantastic masterclass that describes exactly why you feel the way you do, what you're going through on a daily basis. Most people watch it and go, oh my goodness, it now makes complete sense to me. So if you're interested, message me below this meeting and let me know. I'll send you the masterclass link. And then if you're interested, let's set up a call with myself or one of my coaches to help you move through this. You do not have to do this by yourself. Now, wherever you are in the world, have an amazing weekend. If you want to speak to me, you know where I am. Either message me privately or ask for the link to book a call, and have an amazing day. Bye.